Hello class 8, hope you all are doing well. Students, be regular with your studies as well as your assignments. And today in this video I am going to start a new chapter in chemistry, that is your chapter number 3, elements, compounds and mixture. Okay, now I'm going to explain about the classification of elements, that is your metallic element, non-metallic elements, and about metalloids and noble gases. In the end of this video, I'm going to discuss few exercises of the previous chapter, that is your physical and chemical changes. Okay, so watch the video till end. Right, now let's start the chapter. In chemistry, chapter 3, elements, compounds and mixture. What is matter? First of all, just see what is matter. Matter is anything which occupies space, has mass and can be perceived by the senses. Now then, matter is divided into two parts, living and non-living. Now living are your plants and animal, and non-living are your all the substances like your stone, soil, air, all these are what? Non-living substances. Then again, non-living substances are divided into two parts, pure substances and what? Impure substances. Now pure substances consist of your elements and compounds. Now what are elements? Elements are what? Just look at here. These are pure substance which is an basic unit of matter that cannot be broken down into two or more simpler substances by any means. Then again they are divided into four categories. First is your matters, then non-matters, then metalloids and noble gases. Matters examples already you know: sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, aluminium, gold. These are what? Matters. Non-matters are your hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, sulfur. What these are? Carbon. What these are? Non-matters. Now metalloids: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony. These are what? Metalloids. Right? And next is your noble gases. There are total 6 noble gases are there. First is your helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Now next is your what are compounds. Compounds are also pure substance which is formed by combination of two or more elements which are combined together in a what? Fixed ratio. Which are combined in a fixed ratio, and they can be broken down into its element only by chemical means, not by physical means. All of you know when iron combined with sulfur, it form in a fixed ratio, then it form iron sulfide, which is a compound. For example, our simple example of compound is water, carbon dioxide. Water is made up of what? Hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is made up of carbon and oxygen. Right? Now next is your what? Impure substances. Impure substances are consist of your mixtures, and there are two types of mixtures are there. First is your homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture, which we will discuss later on. Right? Now first look at the definition of mixture. Mixture is a impure substance which is formed by combination of two or more elements, compounds or both, which are mechanically mixed together in any ratio. Right? Okay. Okay, now next is next page. Now element is a pure substance which is made up of one kind of atoms only. So, and what is an atom? Atom is the basic unit of an element. It is the smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist of its own. Then atom has 3 subatomic particles. These are what? Proton, neutron and electrons. Right? Now just look at the structure of an atom. An atom has a center part that is called nucleus. In nucleus what are present? Proton and neutrons are present. right, around the nucleus. These are called shells. 1, 2, 3. There are how many shells are there? But 3. Or they are also called orbits. In these orbits or shells, what are present? These electrons are present, right? And proton carry positive charge, while electron carry negative charge. But neutrons have no charge, right? Now next is your atomic number of an atom is always equal to its number of protons, which is also equal to number of electrons. Now next is your classification, elements classification. All of you know till today's date, total 118 elements are known, right? And they are arranged in a table form that is called periodic table. Okay, now next is your differentiate between metallic element and non-metallic elements. Now metallic elements, they have a luster, means they always shine. Matters are malleable, means they can be beaten into sheets. Matters are ductile, means can be drawn into wires. Matters are good conductor of heat and electricity. Matters have high melting and boiling points. And now next is your matters have high density, and matters contain one type of atoms, means they are always monoatomic, right? While non-matters, they don't have any luster, right? Non-matters are non-malleable, that is they cannot be beaten into sheets. Non-matters are non-ductile, and that means they cannot be drawn into wires. Non-matters are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Non-matters have low melting and boiling points, and non-matters have low density, and they contain monoatomic or diatomic atoms. For example, your hydrogen is a diatomic atom, but and chlorine is a diatomic. Nitrogen is also diatomic atoms, right? Now next is your some exceptional cases are there. We are saying all metals are found in solid state except mercury. Is only mercury and gallium are the two metals which are found in liquid state at room temperature. Next is your zinc is a metal which is non-malleable. We are saying all metals are malleable and ductile, but zinc is a metal which is non-malleable and non-ductile. Right, now next is your iodine. Iodine is a non-metal which is lustrous. Even graphite is also lustrous, and graphite is a form of carbon. Iodine and graphite are the two non-metals which have lustrous or which have shininess, right? And next is your graphite. Graphite is a non-metal which is lustrous as well as good conductor of electricity. You know that non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity, but graphite is a non-metal which is good conductor of electricity, and graphite is a form of carbon, right? Okay, just I told you that non-metals, they are monoatomic or they may be diatomic. Iodine is your carbon is a monoatomic. Now next is your difference between metalloids and noble gases. Now metalloids are the elements which shows property of both metals and non-metals, right? Sometimes these metalloids, sometimes they behave like a metal, sometimes they behave like a non-metals, and they are chemically reactive and contain one type of atoms only, means they are monoatomic. And examples of metalloids, all of you know which one. These are boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic are the examples of metalloids. Next is your noble gases. Noble gases are the elements which occur in traces in the atmosphere in the gaseous state, and they are chemically inert or unreactive or inactive. Why? Because their outer shell is complete, or you can say they have stable electronic configuration. That's why they are chemically inert or inactive. And they contain also one type of atoms, means they are also monoatomic. And there are total 6 noble gases. These are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. right? Let's discuss few exercises of the previous chapter, that is a physical and chemical change, which were left in previous video. Now I'm discussing question number 3 of page 16. Give reasons why the following are considered as chemical changes. As you know that chemical changes are permanent, irreversible, and new substances are formed. Now first is your copper carbonate on heat gives copper oxide and carbon dioxide is considered as a chemical change. Why? Because all of you know, on heating green copper carbonate, it gives a new product, black copper oxide and carbon dioxide. Means new products are formed and the change is permanent, irreversible, and the composition and properties of the substance has been changed. Hence, it is considered as a chemical change. Right now, second one is your when a strip of magnesium is heated is a chemical change. Give reason. Okay. Now, on heating magnesium, it reacts with oxygen and produce white powder of magnesium oxide, and a bright light is produced. And all of you know we cannot get this magnesium back from magnesium oxide. Means magnesium oxide cannot be reversed back to magnesium, right? And the change is permanent, irreversible. Hence, it is a chemical change. Now, next question is your sulfur when burnt in air evolves a gaseous acidic product. Why? It is a chemical change. Why? Because sulfur, it is a yellowish green solid which on burning produces a new substance, sulfur dioxide gas, which is acidic in nature, and we cannot get sulfur back from sulfur dioxide gas. Hence, it is a chemical change, right? Now, next is your an iron nail kept open in the atmosphere rust. In the atmosphere it rusts. Is it a chemical change or a physical change? What you would say? It is a chemical change. Why? Because when an iron nail, when kept open, it reacts with what? Oxygen and moisture present in the atmosphere. Present in the atmosphere, and form a brown flaky powder which is called rust, right? Which is what it is called? It is called rust, and which is having a different composition from original iron metal and is an irreversible change. Hence, it is a chemical change. Now, next is your a piece of magnesium strip is dropped into a beaker containing dilute hydrochloric acid is considered as a chemical change. Why? Because when a piece of magnesium strip is dropped in a dilute hydrochloric acid, this magnesium reacts with this dilute hydrochloric acid and new substance, that is your magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas, are produced, and the reaction is irreversible. Hence, it is a chemical change, right? Now, your next question number 5 is your name the following. Now, first is your the salt obtained when a chemical change takes place on addition of iron to dilute sulfuric acid. Now, which salt is formed? That is your iron to sulfate, and hydrogen gas are produced. Second question, second part is your the product obtained during physical change when water converts into a liquid into a solid. So naturally, which product is formed? Ice is formed, right? Now, third part is your the product of the chemical change on keeping a polished iron nail exposed to the atmosphere. So, which product is formed? That is your rust, or chemical name of rust is iron 3 oxide. Now, next is your a form of energy required for a chemical change. Which form of energy is required? That is your heat energy. And last is the gaseous product of the chemical change which takes place during respiration in living organism. Now what are your product? Which gaseous product is formed? That is your carbon dioxide. Which gas is released after respiration when you breathe out? That is your carbon dioxide.
Okay, thank you children.